La. Hey, Scott.
Oh, hi, Mickey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Are you ready for your 23 questions
Not
interview?
really.
Oh, you're not?
Let's do it anyways.
All right. I'll start you with some easy questions.
Great.
What are some rituals that you practice day to day?
Every morning I like to get up, have some coffee, read the news, get depressed by that news, and then do a little Wordle to get my mind off the news.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm really an introvert that likes to be extroverted sometimes.
What's the best type of cheese?
Extra sharp cheddar. Delicious.
Your favorite smell?
I love the smell of Christmas trees. They just make me happy.
Here's one that's a little weird. Your affirmation for today.
I will not worry about the things I cannot control.
Oh, that's a really good one. What are some of the things that you're really passionate about?
Really passionate about my family. I have two boys, one's 13 and one's 9. My 13-year-old thinks everything I do is cringe, including this video, I'm sure. And I'm also passionate about learning new things. And then, of course, it goes without saying, I'm passionate about teaching.
What accomplishment in life are you most proud of?
Aside from my kids that are currently a work in process, I'm really proud and honored that I was chosen to be the Paul faculty speaker at commencement by the class of 2021.
That's so sweet. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be?
You know, this one I had to think hard about, and I think I'd probably do both ends of the spectrum. I'd skydive and land on a secluded beach to relax and let that adrenaline wear off.
What's the most important skill you've developed over the course of your career?
Probably communication skills. It's played an integral role in my career and business. You can't get away from it. You have to be able to effectively communicate with your clients, and that's done both in writing and orally. And then, of course, in my career here, I have to talk all the time, so you got to be able to communicate in a way people can understand, though my students may disagree with the understanding part.
What's a skill that you're still working on mastering?
Patience is really, really a challenge for me. I kind of feel bad for my kids because I use up most of my patience when I'm working with my UNH students, and I don't have much left for them at home. And then also creativity. Accountants aren't really creative by nature, so I try to work on that, and I have honed in the skill a little bit through some forensic accounting and fraud examination work that I do.
How would you define yourself in 3 words?
I would say I am determined, I am analytical, and caring.
What's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear would be letting down those that rely on me.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
So many things that probably would not be appropriate for this video, but I would say, I'd probably donate to charity. I have a few things that I'm really passionate about, like Alzheimer's disease and autism are 2 things that have affected my family. And then I would help out my family because they're important to me. And I'd probably get that helicopter I always talk about and install a helipad on Paul College so I can arrive at classes in style.
That's amazing. What is the most useless talent that you have?
This was a little challenge. I have lots of useless talents, but my wife says I am an expert at not really listening to very well. So, she'd tell me a story, I'll say, yep, and she'll tell me a minute later that, what did I say? And I have no idea.
What's one of your guilty pleasures?
My guiltiest pleasure probably is within the past year I started playing Population 1, which is a VR game. My kids got a VR headset, and then I started, and I haven't stopped since. And I probably play a little too much. And then I do like at night some chips and salsa, which isn't that great for the waistline.
What's your dream country to visit?
I've always wanted to visit Australia. Ever since I was a student at UNH, I wanted to study abroad and never did. And Australia was always someplace I thought would be really interesting to go.
Aisle or window seat?
Definitely an aisle seat. I don't like being cramped in a window seat. I get claustrophobic.
What are the best and worst purchases you've ever made?
The best purchase is probably Disney Vacation Club, which is a timeshare in Disney World. Had a lot of great family memories there, and we still are having a lot of fun down there. And the best part, from an accounting standpoint, is it doubled in value. That's a good return on investment. The worst is a mattress that I bought that was very expensive. After extensive research, I determined it was the best one, but we bought it online, and then when we got it home, it's pretty much like a brick. But I refuse to admit the error of my ways, and we are still sleeping on it.
What's the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week?
Probably an Amazon Prime new series called Reacher. It was really interesting, kept my attention, and I think I watched the whole season in a couple days.
Who's the best movie villain?
Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
What do you usually do on weekends?
Work, a lot of grading papers. That's what happens on the weekends. And then in the summer when I'm not working, we like to go camping.
Have you had any big inspiration or aha moments in your life?
Probably the biggest aha moment that is still a work in progress for me is understanding that you can't control the actions of others, only how you react to what they do.
What's the best advice that you would give your teenage self?
Probably that the destination is great to go to, but you really have to focus on the journey to get there. So the journey itself is as important as that final destination, and I tell myself to enjoy the ride.
Well, I hope your journey through 23 questions was a little bit better than you expected.
It was slightly less painful than anticipated, but still didn't really enjoy it that much.
Well, thanks anyway, Scott.
You're welcome.